and welcome to our viewers from around the world. I'm Kristen Schwartz, licensed midwife and MC here at Gold. And here at Gold, we are hosting our fifth annual Gold Neonatal Online Conference of 2021. And with me here today is a special guest, one of our speakers, Dr. Bernadette Melnyk, and she told me she goes by Bern. So welcome, Bern.
Thank you, Kristen. Happy to join you today.
It is absolutely fabulous to have you here. And we chatted a little bit earlier. We absolutely love your background. Take your vitamin G gratitude today. Absolutely fabulous. Thank you for sharing that here with us, too.
Absolutely. I think we forget there are some simple evidence based practices that if we implement them daily, we'll have less stress and improved mood. We have so much research behind the daily practice of gratitude. And we know visual triggers, like I have up today on my backdrop, really helps people to do what you're suggesting.
Mhm. That makes me really happy because we've known for quite some time that gratitude is beneficial for you, but now you're telling me we have evidence-based information. There's research available on this now, so that is absolutely fabulous. And thank you for putting that up there and reminding us. And we all should practice more gratitude. You're absolutely right about that. So, Bern, tell me a little bit, where in the world are you located? We have an international audience, so it's always nice to know where our speakers are.
Yes, I left sunny Arizona 10 years ago to come to Buckeye Nation. That's what we call the Ohio State University. So I came in actually a very pioneering role, not only as dean of our fantastic College of Nursing, but also as the university's first chief wellness officer.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I know you're wearing so many hats. You're dean, you're professor. It's fabulous the work you're doing. You've been out in the field as well, but now being the first wellness officer there, absolutely fantastic. So tell us now a little bit about that. What does that entail? How did it come to this role? We want to know more.
It's actually was the first chief wellness officer position at a university in the country in the
Wow.
United States. It was a dream that I had when Ohio State started recruiting me to be the dean of nursing. I was already in a dean's position in Arizona.
Mhm.
And I just threw out my dream. I said, I'm humbled. You thought of me, but I don't want to make a lateral move. However, if we were able to combine the dean's job with the university wide leadership role as a chief wellness officer, I might talk with all of you. So the president of the university called me the next day and said, Bern, what's all this hype about a chief wellness officer? And what would you do if you came to Ohio State on top of what we're already doing? That's how I got to Columbus, Ohio.
That is wonderful. And, Ohio State University is very lucky to have you. So what do you do there as a chief wellness officer there? So what is this? How does it work?
Yeah, so I spearhead health and wellness for faculty, staff, and students across our big university because
Mhm.
we're about 66,000 students and 40,000 faculty and staff.
Wow. Wow.
So I really focus with a wonderful university-wide wellness team to build a fabulous wellness culture. Because culture eats strategy, right? For
Mm-hmm.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you've got to make it easy and fun and the norm for people to engage in healthy behaviors. We are still way too sick care, healthcare focused
Mm-hmm.
in the United States, but in other countries as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to shift our paradigm from sick crisis care to wellness and prevention, because 80% of chronic disease is totally preventable with just a few healthy lifestyle behaviors.
Mm-hmm. So true. And I can imagine, especially now during these times of challenging times of the pandemic, how did that change your work there as in this capacity? I can imagine that this is very beneficial, that the university, which is staff and students together, is a whole town, of over 100,000 people, have benefited from having this already in place, especially during these times, right?
Absolutely. But we now have a mental health pandemic
Yeah.
inside of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Hmm.
Healthcare claims have skyrocketed for depression and anxiety. And I really want to add, Kristen, that healthcare professionals, nurses, physicians, pharmacists, we do a great job of caring for everybody else,
Hmm.
but we often don't prioritize our own self care. And we cannot continue to pour from an empty cup.
That is true. That is so true. Absolutely. Well said. Well said there. Yeah. Um, it is a crisis, a mental health crisis. Those claims have skyrocketed. We see that everywhere here as well. In my area, I live in South Florida. Here, I can see this as well happening. Also, very much around young people as well. Students and so on. So these services are so needed, and we need to teach young ones, and also the staff, and healthcare professionals, how to take better care of themselves and ourselves, because you're so right. If we're depleted, we can't help or serve the families and in our profession that we really love and are passionate about, right? We are passionate about our work and work with these families. So we need to take good care of ourselves so we can do that in a good way and manner. So I would also like to talk about the presentation you have here at our conference. And this is a great title here. You will be speaking, and the title is The So What Outcome Factor, a key strategy for speeding the translation of evidence-based interventions into practice. Oh my goodness, when I saw that, that made me happy again, because I keep thinking, what is taking so long that research gets into practice? I want to know more. What's the holdup? We know we have the evidence. Well,
Yeah.
let's implement it now. What's taking so long? And I know you will talk in detail about this in your presentation and more. But so tell me a little bit. Talk to me a little bit about this.
Well, back in the early 2000s, we had data to show it takes 17 years on
Oh.
average to translate findings from research into practice to improve care and outcomes. I always say that 17 years if you're blessed. Most researchers never get a chance to say what I have spent my entire career developing through research is actually making a difference in the real world. So
Mhm.
most researchers never get a chance to say what I can say, that my evidence-based programs are now being used in the real world all across the United States in about 8 different countries right
Mm.
now, because I don't do research just to publish and get grants. I do research to improve people's lives. And there I have a secret sauce for how to make sure, if we're doing research studies or evidence-based practice quality improvement projects, to make sure we are assessing what I've labeled key so what outcomes. Those key outcomes. So you've got to come to my presentation
Right, absolutely.
to
Yes.
find out what are those key outcomes that if I build them into my studies and projects, it's going to enhance, it's going to speed up my ability to translate my evidence-based intervention into real world practice.
Wonderful. Oh, Bern, I can't wait to find out more. This is going to be great. And that information is so needed, and especially in our field here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming here today and sitting down with me here and chatting a little bit about your life, your background, your amazing work you're doing, and about the presentation that we have here, that you have here at Gold with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for our viewers, if you like to find out more, Bern, you are on Twitter, right? Do you want to share your Twitter handle if they want to find
Yes,
out more about you?
absolutely. Follow me on Twitter at Bern Melnyk for daily doses of motivation
Oh,
and inspiration.
beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. So don't forget, follow her on Twitter there. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so our viewers, if you would like to find out more about this presentation and the other presentations in the conference, we invite you to visit goldneonatal.com. And Bern, Dr. Melnyk will be speaking live here with us on June 8th. But don't worry, if you don't are not able to come to the live presentation, everything is always recorded, so you can watch that recording later. So thanks again, Bern, for chatting with me here. And thank you to all our viewers. And I hope to see you all at the conference. Bye bye, everyone.